Alright, so I'm going to give you guys a review of the Bark watch. I purchased this for my son, I want to say December of 2025. It was a Christmas gift, but he did get it like 2 to 3 weeks before Christmas because as he's getting older, it's important for me to be able to keep track of him, allow him to be able to contact anyone if anything ever happens. And I just feel like he's at that age where I want to give him that sort of responsibility and control, as well as give myself peace of mind because he's growing more independent. So those are pretty much all my reasons as to why I got this watch. I want to be able to keep track of my son. I want to be able to contact him when I need to. And I also just want to be aware of his whereabouts. So I would say for the first 4 months, I had no issues with this watch. It did exactly what it said it was going to do. No issues at all. I would say around the 5th month, I noticed like stuff started happening. Like, I think my son turned the brightness up and it gave him like this little triangle where there was like a hazard screen going on. I don't know what was happening, but it was like it wouldn't even allow him to turn his brightness up. And it kept turning on and off, on and off. Like, it was just a very weird situation. And I really didn't even know how to fix it. And it kept like making emergency contact calls. So like the way we have it set up is it goes to each person before it calls the cops. And it was just freaking out. And that happened, I would say, a total of 3 times. So shortly after that happened, I noticed that, so my morning routine looks pretty much the same. We wake up, we leave, my son goes to before and after care, and that's one of the locations that I sat because he frequents it so often. I want to know when he arrives and when he leaves, which it does really great at giving us notifications on. I was getting notifications like 10-15 minutes after the fact. Like my son, he is 7 minutes from school when I drop him off at before and after care. So the latest he can be picked up is 8:50, and he's never been picked up any later than 8:45. Like, his bus driver is, the schedule has remained the same. Again, there might be some times where she's running late or she's running early, but it's been the same. I would get alerts that like he's just leaving before and after care at like 9 when school has actually already started. And then I won't even get like a notification when he arrived at school. And I know that could be a cell tower issue, so I didn't think too much of it before, but it was like, it kept happening. Like, and the way I look at it as 4 months ago or 5 months ago, it's been working really well and I wasn't having any issues. So it must be the Bark watch because these cell towers has been here for so long. It's not like he's losing service. It's not like it's always been an issue since we've been using the watch. So that's something that I noticed. And honestly, I did not like that. I called support. They put me through all these troubleshoots. They even told me about updating the watch and no updates came up. That was something I did ask about because I realized it's a device. It has cell service. So like some updating might be required. But they made it seem like I needed an update. Then there was like, well, I don't see an update available, so maybe you don't. So it just felt like a spin around the block and them not really knowing how to solve the problems. They told me to turn it off, turn it on, disconnect from Wi-Fi, this, that, and a third. I did it all, and it didn't fix the issue. And I'm kind of going out of order, but I just want you to understand like how frustrating this watch has been. So now more recently, I'll be 2 blocks away from home. And for me, 2 blocks isn't home. I'm sorry, I don't care. 2 blocks isn't home. Again, on my phone, Gabriel's arrived home. I don't like that. I don't like that because that's not consistent. And that was not happening before. We wouldn't get the notification until we were at our door. So like it happening now is just giving inconsistent. I didn't like it. And then something that's been happening more recently. So when my son goes out for recess at school, it shows him leaving school. When I get that kind of notification, Gabriel has left such and such, when I know he should be there and I know no one should be picking him up, automatic tailspin. I'm freaking out. What the hell is happening? All the notifications is honestly giving me more stress than anything, and it's not supposed to do that. I mean, it's been so frustrating. I've called my school twice since having this Bark watch to ask if he's made it to school because the notifications has been crazy, like causing concern crazy. Like, it doesn't show him, it's showing him leaving the school, then an hour later him returning, and he's just out for recess. And I don't even think recess is an hour long, so I don't even understand how that timing is still off. And I would say the most recent thing that happened yesterday, May 26th of 2026, is my son went on a field trip. And I think I've made it abundantly clear my standing on this watch with my son. He is to keep this watch on. I read my school's electronic policy before I bought this watch, so I knew he could wear it. I even have it disabled in school mode. They have him turn it off. I mean, we are in a great routine where he turns it off right before he gets off the bus and turns it back on. Like clockwork, no issues. And when he went on the trip, I didn't even have to tell the school that there's no way he's turning that off, because they knew the expectation that I had. And he knew, we had to talk, and he knew not to turn it off. So towards the end of the trip, I'm getting a notification, and it looks like he's leaving the museum, and he's like 3, 4, 5 blocks away from the museum. And then it shows him walking, because it also tells you when you walk, when you're in a car driving, how many miles per hour. Like, the technology is good when it's good. Like, I know how fast he's going if he's in a car with someone. Like, that's how good it is. But it was showing him walking like 4 or 5 blocks away from where he should have been if he was leaving. Then, like 45 minutes later, it shows him on a bus going 46 miles per hour back to school. And then those 45 minutes, I was stressed. I was freaking out. I was so tempted to call him, but I knew, like, my son is very aware. Like, if I'm calling him, he has to pick up. But if I'm calling him when he's in a school setting, he might just turn his watch off, because he might think that's why I'm calling. Because sometimes when he forgets, I'll give him a quick ring, or I send him a quick message, and he'll turn it off. That's like my reminder of saying, hey, dude, I think you forgot to turn this off. Do it. So I didn't want him to turn it off. So that's the reason why I didn't call him. But let me just tell you, those 45 minutes, I was freaking out, because I'm like, why is my kid 5 blocks away from where he needs to be? Like, it's never been that inconsistent, that inaccurate. Like, 15 minutes here and there, him leaving the playground, him leaving school. But the way that was so inaccurate and showing where he was disrespectful. So disrespectful to the type of service this is supposed to be offering. I almost had a heart attack for those 45 minutes. I think all I did was stare at my phone and watch him move, because I was so scared. I was freaking out. So if you are a parent that wants to get this for your kid, my honest answer is think twice. Think twice about this experience for me. Think twice, look into some other options, because I'll be completely and brutally honest, I'm not all that happy. They did when I did talk to customer support like 2 months ago, they did tell me to order a new Bark watch through my warranty, but I have to pay $25 for that. Why am I paying for a service acting up? And it hasn't even been a year. Like, it has not been a year. It's been about 6 months, almost 7 months, and you want me to pay to get a new watch? Like, this is the watch for kids. If it gets dinged up, it should still be working. Like, it should have that capacity. And just some other things that I want to point out. This is probably the most brutal honors review, and I hope people see this. But a few things that really just don't make sense to me about this watch is it has a camera. I know it has a camera because kids can be creative, take pictures with their friends. Understand that. My son does it. But why would it have a camera and I can't FaceTime him? Doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I think we're so involved in technology where I can just as easily send him a link for a FaceTime that he should be able to click, or something of the sort. I'm running out of time. Crap. Let me talk faster. Another thing they give him option to like send voice messages. He'll record it, but it never gets delivered the way, it doesn't even come to me and delivered to me the way he sends it. So why is that a feature when it can't happen? It just doesn't make any sense. But I wanted to end this 10-minute rant with a few pro and cons. There's no games, which I love. When it works wonders. It sends me text threads if he's like sending a certain word that shouldn't be said, sends me a whole thread. I love that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk really fast. And I love that he can get creative and customize the watch wherever he wants to, just by changing the wallpaper, but it's something. So, I hope this helps someone. Bark, I see the vision. I hope you see this video and can work on some of my concerns, because as a parent, I really expect better.